Hello, welcome to NLC's tutorial on how to format your student paper in MLA style 9th edition. To start, let's open up a new document in Microsoft Word or your favorite word processor. First, we should make sure that the general formatting in our document is correct. The margins should be 1 inch wide on each side. This is usually the default setting in most word processors, but to check, we can go to the Layout tab and Margins, and we can see that we're on the normal setting, which has 1 inch on the top, left, bottom, and right-hand margins, so that's perfect. We'll also need to choose a legible font. MLA 9 does not specify a font to use, but Times New Roman is a strong recommendation. So let's go back to the Home tab and select Times New Roman. We also want the font to be size 12, so we're ready to go there as well. All of our text is going to need to be double spaced in this document, so we might as well set that now. We can right-click and go to Paragraph Options. Under Spacing, we'll want to make sure that there's 0 points before and after, so we don't have any extra spaces in our document. And we can set the line spacing to double and hit OK. Next, we need to add page numbers. To do this, you can go up to the Insert menu, go all the way over to the right to Page Numbers, and we'll always want them to be in the top right-hand corner of the page. I do recommend selecting the page numbers option instead of the header and footer option, because if you start with the header, you can run into some odd formatting issues later on. Now we'll need to also add our last name next to the page number here. So let's type that in. And you might notice that there's no actual number here. This is because Microsoft Word will automatically enter in the page numbers for you and make sure that you have a new number on each page of your document. You might also notice that this has been entered in the wrong font. So let's highlight all of this and just make sure it's all in Times New Roman to match the rest of our document. Now, to get out of this header and footer menu, you can just click anywhere else on the page. For an MLA style paper, we do not need a title page. Instead, we'll write some information in the top left-hand corner of the page. First will always come our name, then our instructor's name, the course code for the course that this assignment is for, and finally, the date. And the date should always be formatted the same way as day, month, year, with no commas or any extra punctuation. Do not add any other information and always make sure that it's in this exact order. Next, we can add the title on the very next line, centered on the page. A standard way to format a title for an MLA paper is to start with a short, catchy title, add a colon, and then have a longer, more descriptive subtitle. Remember to indent the first line of each new paragraph using the Tab key. The final page in an MLA paper will always be a list of works cited, which is just another word for a reference list or a bibliography. Every source that you cited in the main body of your paper should also have an entry in the works cited list. At the top center of the page, type Works Cited. If you are only citing one work in this list, then it will just read Work Cited. Just like with the rest of your paper, the term work cited should not be bolded, underlined, or italicized. Now we're ready to add all of our work cited. If you're copying and pasting from a citation generator, instead of using your keyboard function, you can right-click and choose Paste Text Only. If you don't do this, you might run into some strange formatting issues down the road. Before we do anything else with our citations, we should double check them to make sure that we have all of the information we need, that it's in the correct order, and that all of the formatting is correct. Finally, we need to apply a hanging indent to each works cited entry that spans more than one line. This will ensure that our reader can easily find each new entry in our works cited list. The easiest way to do this is to highlight the entire works cited list. Right-click and go into our paragraph options. Here we can go under Indentation and select Hanging. And that's it. This concludes this how-to video on how to format your student paper in MLA style 9th edition. For more help with formatting and citation, book an appointment with a writing tutor by clicking Book with a Tutor on the NLC Library website, or by visiting the Writing Center in your Brightspace courses.